Right, you'll have to excuse the mess because it's, what, 7:30 at night on Friday, the 19th of December. That's where this film's starting at. So, I'm now actually working on CCTV, the final install. So you can see the screen. There's no power to it yet. And there's no power to it yet because there's the cable. So here's what I've done up to now though. I've been on the hole. No, I've not been on the hole. I've been on the roof and I've drilled a hole. I'm excited. Can't believe I've got this far. Now, I've measured this about, easy 10 times. And I'm no exaggerating. You only get one chance of drilling a hole. Now, here's something that might interest people, okay? But there's a plasticky, no, actually, it's the same as what's on the wall here. And what? Let's bring you down and move you into the wall. So there's the wall. So this plasticky stuff here, okay? You've got that, and that's it there. And then you've got insulation, and then you've got aluminium, okay? Yes, aluminium. So if you're watching this in America, it's no aluminum, it's aluminium. Right, so you'll see that, well, there's a hole that's actually in that. This was the piece I cut out the door when I done my LPG, and this hole here, without any point of exaggeration, right, that's the size of the hole I've drilled in the roof. That's, I have done a wee tiny hole like that, right, and as you can see, I'll find the end of it, I can see it, right. So I've taken the cable and look, so 10 metres, oh the fuck, 10 metres, and I'm doing that with it. It's too outrageous, but come up, I've got there. So let's show you where it's come through. Now what I can't believe is, look at that. How lucky was that? And if you're wondering what that is, that's a fucking bracket that's holding the cabinet up to the roof. I've actually right at the very side of it. Now, I'm not sure if I've nipped the plastic or no, but hey, if I haven't, that's luck. That's fucking luck. So, what I'm going to do now is, lift the camera up so you can see me. What I'm going to do now is, I'm going to be back outside, and I am now ready to use Sikaflex 522. Now I've looked up in this, so before you start shouting us, it's too fucking dark, it's too cold. I'm doing this off my own buck, right? I'm paying for this whole project, right? And here, look at it this way. See if this works, right? Then when people ask certain questions, going, can you actually do Sikaflex at 5 degrees at night, through the night, in the damp air? Then you'll be able to go and watch Random Therapy's video because he done it. I'm not confident this is going to work. Right, let's get outside. Right, so there you go. There's my wee Affery box, and I've plugged into it a hairdryer because I'm going to need to warm this area up for a minute. The Sikaflex has been sitting on top of a radiator, right? Now, there you go. Now I'm watching this here, I'm hoping that you can still hear me, but I'm currently using 852 watts on a hairdryer, and I've got 9 minutes left. Oh. Now that is amazing. So 851 watts is the highest that this will go. But I'm not caring because it's heating the aluminium up. No aluminum, aluminium. It's heating this up to a temperature where the Sikaflex will actually bond. So, here's my grey copper wired up. Okay, so the Sikaflex is going to go all around this. Quite a fair bit. So, this wee hole here, there's no way water's going to get into this. Trust me. So, that's drain off. Okay. Now, rather than doing the Sikaflex to that, I'm actually going to do the Sikaflex to the box. Right. And first things first, I'm going to make sure that I get it right around that. Now, know the bonus, the jobs. But I don't care. Now here's the hard bit, okay? Because I could only go so far with the finger, because this wire is actually quite tight. Now, what I'm going to do is, I've still got 34% battery, so I will activate this by heat. Now the good thing about the Sikaflex as well is, although it bonds quite hard, it has a slight bit of flexibility in it for, say for instance when I'm driving, then it doesn't matter about this moving, it will help with the resistance against the wind. So, I'll chop the fucking bits with this, I can assure you. Now, the next bit I'm no sure of, and that is where I'm going to set the camera. So, and also, if you're wondering, which you probably wouldn't be, but I'll throw it in there anyway. If you're wondering about me pulling this cable through the Sikaflex onto it, great, because it's only on a small amount of the cable at the top. There's 30 millimeters of insulation between the top of the roof and where the cable comes out on the bottom. So, maximum. I think personally, now that's not going to set, but what I want to do is peel that off, because I'm going to be able to treat you. There's my wee shiny up bit. Oh, man. Now, let's go and get a camera. Right, I've had to come inside because there's 4 cameras. You can't just take a camera and throw it up. Well, you can, but what will happen is it'll no correspond. So, now I'm not sure if I can take these, right, but it says that the top left is channel 1, channel 2, bottom's channel 3, and bottom right's channel 4. Okay, so I want that to say front, back, left and right. Okay, so that will say to me that I know that the front and the back, when I look at the top 2, and I know it's left and right when I look at the bottom 2. So, how do I work that out? Very simple. I brought my box in. As you can see, I've powered the monitor up. I'm now just going to take every camera individually, right? And all I'm going to do is power them up off the box and see where it comes in. Now, so there's the power on, and just like that, there's the camera. Now, that, how lucky is that? Right, so if this was a ship, I would have to know port, starboard, astern, and whatever the fuck other it is. But I'm not. It's in a motorhome. So in a motorhome, you've got front, back, near side and off side will use the same as a car. So this one, bottom right, is the off side. Okay, so it's black, but I'm going to see if I can scribe onto it. Right. And it's working. So, let's see if you can see that there. You probably just can make it out, depending on where the light's at it. But you'll see I've wrote there, and it says OS. That means offside. What's the betting that the near side for channel 3 is going to be the last camera? Right, not there, and I've got that there, and I'll power on. Come on, bottom left, bottom left. Yes. Oh. Go car, that's it. Yes! Look at that. Now, I need to find the remote because I could sit there with the remote standing up. But there you go. So there's channel 3. And the reason I'm excited about this is I'm going to have this working tonight, right? And this is going to let me see what the camera is going to, you know, what angle I need. That's the word I'm kind of looking at. So I'm going to have a look outside, then I'll be back. That took a while because trying to get the camera to sit, not so much sit, but fucking balance, right? But so here's what I've got. Actually, I'll point the screen. So that's it. Currently sitting on 4 screens. Okay, that's channel 1, which is front, channel 2, which is back, channel 3, which is the near side, and channel 4, which is the off side. So there you go. So there's the 4 camera views. So I could easily, if I want to do channel 1, 2 or 3. Now, actually, another thing I noticed when I was on about here, this, that and the next thing, look, you see it there with the channel numbers? Channel 3. So it doesn't really matter what I want. I just need to kind of channel number to go in view. But hey, I'm not sure if how clear that is, but I'll hear bash it putting the lights out. So there you have it. So that's the box in. That's the Sikaflex done. That's one camera set up. I'm going to have a look at, I might go and see if I can fit that just now. And then, if I fit that and put the Sikaflex in, then that's it. It can take as long as it needs to set itself, or to go off, as they say, you know, set, go hard. But then that's just to make sure that there is no water going to get in. I'm not sure whether I can. I'm not sure if I maybe hit a screw, 2 screws into that. I'll go and think about that and I'll come back to you. Right, I've screwed it on. I'm not going to show you this just now because I'm going to cut it for a day here. I'm finished for the night. But you can see, middle of the screen there, you see the 2 sets of red lights? On the camera they look really bright, but for here, they're not bright at all. Right, you can see them if you look for them, but they're not too bad. Right, but look at this. That's at 2. There you go, there's 5. Right. I'm trying to get it so that you can see me. Nah, see, you're not going to see me. You see me waving on the screen? Right, there you go. So there's me waving on the screen. Oh, excuse me, that's 9:30. 21:37 to be precise. I've done enough, but I'm happy enough as well. I'm going to see how that looks when I play it back, seeing the camera, but trust me, that's night vision and that is crystal clear. I'm so happy that the way that I've got that screwed on, but what I have to do is I'm going to put, I'll show you in the next part of my filming, because it'll be tomorrow. It'll be in daylight, and you'll see there's a trim that runs around the van that I've used to screw the side ones on, so they're not going to come off. I don't really want to drill into the van. That's what I'm trying to say, right? But if I have to drill into the van, I know what I'm going into with the wee cut-out bit, so I know that I'm going into aluminium to catch, and then I'm also going into it's polystyrene, so I just need to make sure that that thin bit of aluminium, no aluminum, right, is actually watertight, and the Sikaflex will do a good job at that. I can assure you, guaranteed 100%, it won't be fucking pretty. No wee men masticing skills, but it will be bone dry. So, here's to you and your, well, here's to me and my juice, and here's to tomorrow. I'm going to walk my bed now. Right, so let's get ready for day 2. Good morning. It's the next day, as promised. Here I am, and I left my camera on all night just to see what it would look like. Now I've came into the van, and look at that. How is that for clarity? And look at that. Look at that. There you go. There's still 8 hours left in this battery, and it's only pulling 4 watts. That's because it's only one camera, so you've got another 6 watts to add on to that, right? Plus, what I'm not sure is, I know that when you're running the inverter on the box, which is what I'm doing to run a power pack, that is going to have an increment on the drain. So now I'm going to get the other 3 cameras up, and then I'm going to take the end of the wire that's in that cupboard there, run it right through, fire it into the switch, and then give it power for the batteries. Today, this whole system is complete. Now, here's something I've just come across. I'm going to move up with one last step. So, see this bit here? Well, look, metal showing. Now that's up fully seated, okay? I never thought about this. So what I'm going to wait to do now is, I'm going to wait to put shrink wrap over that join, because that is actually sitting outside on the van roof, up there. So as you can see, like that. So I'll only have a wee short bit of wire about that length. But hey, the main thing is keeping this watertight. Let's go and shrink it up. That's camera 1 installed, and that's camera 2 installed. And as you can see, they're wired up to points 1 and 3, which was what I originally planned. 2 more to go, and then the lid goes on watertight while I'm here as well. Yes, that is solid. So it's there like that, working well, and this, it's actually sealed itself. So yes, you can do this at night in the damp, and with a bit of luck you get the sun out the morning. But that heating we that I done the hairdryer is enough to start the curing process. Now I'll show you inside what I've been doing with these things. So this is going to be the back camera, and as you can see, here's what I'm doing with these joints. That has actually got shrink wrap on it. I need to go in really close, see if it'll go into my finger. Are you picking up? See it? I've got it loop just over the corner, and that isn't moving. Look, I've even went to the bother of heating it so it goes through every crevice. So it turns out I'm also now a semi-skilled shrink wrapper. Let's get this bastard on the back. Oh, before I do go, here's what we're getting on the cameras now. So there you go. The one on the left is the left hand side of the van, and the one on the right is the right hand side of the van. And just go to the door here. And there you go. Oh, it needs turned down a bit. I'm that close to the house. I thought I would have seen the door opening, but I've obviously not tilted it down far enough. I'll do that later on when I'm at the finish then. Right, let's get this back camera fitted. Right, progress report now. Back camera's on. Side camera's on. Other side camera's on. And the front camera's on. That only means one thing. Let's see what the pictures are like. Right, so here we go. Power on. Welcome. And there you go. There's the 4 cameras. And that's all done in real time. Less than, what, 5 seconds? The whole 4 cameras are there. Now, I've got this on the tripod just now. I'm not sure if you can hear me. But there you go. Front, back, left, right. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I just go to front, back, left, and right. And then back to the 5 again. That's 4 of them again, sorry. So, but as you can see from here, this is a good example of how good the cameras actually are. So, that's the front of my van, and that bench there you can't see from where I would be sitting. And yet I can see my next door neighbour, that's the fence to the guy next to him, and then so on and so forth. Look, I can see, although I'm getting further away, but I can still see a good bit up that street. Now, I'm not sure if it's got the potential for to do like read number plates, because when I see Jim's car there, but it has got this facility where you can zoom in. My God. Now that's quite a bit of a zoom in, but personally, I prefer the zoom out. Now I just noticed flicking through the cameras there, that's the only one I zoomed in on, and it stayed at that. The rest stayed at the normal. So there we go. That's my picture. Exciting because I'm into the last phase. So what I have to do now is this wire you can see hanging down behind me there. I can't stretch my arm back because I'm an old age pensioner. But that cable behind me, that's the cable that's running up to the box through the roof there. That's powering everything. So just now I'm powering up with my power box down here. So well, I'm not even showing you the camera, so it doesn't make any difference. I'll cut the power off just now anyway. So what I now have to do is take the end of that cable, well, the whole cable, I need to run it and hide it over to a section of the wall, which will come over to here. So you can see the section of the wall there. I'm going to do a bit of drilling there. I'm going to fit in new switches and sockets. And then that way I've got, well, I've got one command centre, which means that the camera, the screen and the 4 cameras will all switch on just by the one button. And the one button I can reach it whether the bed's up or I can reach it whether the bed's down. So let's go and drill the holes now. At least it's indoor work, so this isn't dangerous. I'll go and drill the holes now, get the wiring done onto the switches, and then boom, that's us. Oh, allegedly. Alright, let's come on in here, because it's quite tidy, this. So, here's the switching that I've put in. Okay, so that's my on-off switch there. Alright, that's the voltage that I'm getting coming from my battery, so I'm able to keep my eye on that. And this here is a, well, it's just a USB fucking hub that I threw into. Alright, now, this socket up here, this is the one that I put in for, and this is going to power the cable all the way along. And this powers this, alright? The wiring, now this is the hard bit, right? Because if I had to run a wire for there, I've got it all hidden, I've channeled through, you can maybe just make it out, but it runs seamlessly down the corner, comes along the bottom here, can you see it? And then I've drilled it through the metal, and I'm now into this bitty here. So the wire that's came in, which is just behind here, as you can see, it's a fair bit of wire. I've left quite a lot to play with here. So that's the wire that's coming from the roof. It's all done in a 1R. There is no breaks nor nothing into it till I get into the switching gear here. So the switching gear is as follows. I come into the power socket. The power socket goes to the voltmeter. The voltmeter goes to the USB. The USB is going to go to the switch, and then the switch will run down this channel here, and it will get hidden all the way down the bottom, because underneath this chair here, this is where the final power supply to the whole system comes in from. Now you'll be aware that, obviously I'm no stupid, I'm checking these as I'm going along, so that by the time I've crimped them up, everything's spot on. And I've been using this. That's my trusty 12 volt power pack, so that I'm able to run it from my R3 box there. It's been great, right? But when I've started wiring up these switches, something weird has happened. And for some reason or another, this power box here is not throwing enough power out. And I've sat here and I've fannied about and I've been tweaking it. I'm sitting here at 13.5 volts. I'm sitting at 1.4 amps. I boosted it up to as well. This thing was now starting to generate power, so that was working, right? But the wee voltage meter that I put in over there, that's sometimes showing 11 volts, 11.5. And even shoving that up to 13, I'm showing just over 12 volts, okay? So I had an idea. Instead of waiting to go to the battery and thinking, oh, this isn't going to work, I've taken a 12 volt. Actually, these are quite unique, these 12 volt plug systems that's in here. Can't mind what they're called. But I remember seeing them on BMWs. They used to use them as a 12-volt power supply. I think Triumph used them as well, if I'm right. Clarky, you can maybe jump in and tell me that. But anyway, I've wired this up, and I'm just going to plug it in there to the 12-volt supply, right? And instead of everything not working properly, right, the camera now, it just all boots up. So it's just got me wondering, is this power supply fucking not very good at coping with multitasking? Now, so keep your eyes on the screen. Now, instantly, I'm not sure if you picked that up on screen, the blue power come on right over there right away. And look, I've actually got 4 cameras. I know I had 4 cameras earlier, but I was struggling to get 4 cameras. So, as you can see, I've got, oh, someone's not right, I've got a short on that wire there, so someone's not tight. But there you go, I've got my power over there, and I've got, my 4 cameras are working great now. So all in all, panic over. Oh, and another thing as well. Oh, I took this white cable here, okay, so it's USB-A to USB-C, okay. Now, I'm not sure you can see the colour in that there, right? It's purple, right? Now, I'm sure when I read up, the purple was meant to be something like faster data transfer, but doesn't do power. Well, that one doesn't, because I put it into that and I plugged my phone in and I didn't fucking charge it. I started panicking. I thought, oh, now, I'm sorry to go off on one, but it's just to let you guys know that if you do hit wee snags like this, try something else. I immediately took my cable that I charge at the front when I'm driving the van, and I just plugged that into it. Poof. Started charging, no problem. So I've got nothing to worry about. And I'm at the last hurdle now, and I'm now going away to do power to the switch to the battery, and that's that bit done. Okay, so we're at the last part now. There's all the wiring done down. Here's the last bit of wire here, which, and the reason I want to show you this is, it's split into 3. So you'll see that there is 1 connection on the negative, but there's 2 connections on the live. And the reason for that is, when you go to your switch here, the top one, it's a different colour. It's a brass colour and a silver colour, basically. But the brass colour is usually the negative, and the silver is usually the positive. So it just helps you to kind of note things as you're going along. So get this back in the camera. So you'll find that you've got your negative to negative, and then the 2 positives, one goes to one goes to the other, and basically it's just like a light switch in a house. Power comes to it, and until you connect the switch to make the bridge, it doesn't get power. When you make the bridge, it gets power. And that's exactly what this wire is doing here. And I try and keep it so that, because it's a fairly thin wire with 12 volt, it's not really that strong stuff, but it's quite easy to nip and fucking snap and whatever. So I just thought I'd show you that of what I do. If anybody's spotted me a deliberate mistake, 10 out of 10. I'll tell you what it was. I looped the black, but I also looped the red, which meant it was a continuous power. There was no breaking in it, so I just had to cut the wire, that was it. So, here we go. So we are done. That power wire is going to be going obviously down at the battery box there, and the wire here is going to be hidden in the channel. You're not interested in that. But here what you are interested in. So, power to the switch, and switch to the, what is that, USB, yeah, USB. Then there's a wee 12 volt monitor up there, and then, oh, if I can clear the water, then I've got my power switch there, and from there, that goes up, hidden there, hidden along the back, into that cabinet, up to the wee mountain box on the roof. And that is supplying the power to the 4 cameras. So, if I could just maybe show you this, I'll flick the switch on. So there's your power, and just to the back of my head there it is, see it? And there's the cameras. and they're all working. Now, just the one last thing to mention, and that is that we checking the wee voltage meter up there, it's showing a constant steady 12.4 volts, which is what it should be, basically, on a good battery. And hence the reason why, when I flick the switch, within 5 seconds, like earlier on I was trying, I've now got that back into there. I don't know why that power box thing was rattling as I was wiring, but who cares? It's been a big job. If you're still watching this here, I can't thank you enough. I really, really do hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed my deliberate mistake, which obviously I've snipped away. I've snipped the wire so that the switched wires don't also join, so the switch wasn't doing nothing. So, what an idiot. I'm an absolute tool. These are for enjoyment, these videos. I'm not a qualified electrician. So if you do actually copy me and kill yourself, well, then I come running to me looking for a fucking claim or nothing, because you're in stupidity. Smash that thumbs up. If you're new, welcome to Random Therapy. And hey, please, please, please put something in the comments, because without your guys' help, I can't get this channel to grow any bigger. So, Merry Christmas until the next one. I'll see you.